If you're an author who has your books in Kindle Unlimited and your book has been pirated and put on other sites, are you then allowed to accept the royalties that that pirate would have made from that particular platform, or will that violate your KU contract? Let's talk to a lawyer.
My name is Tony Oikasas. I'm an adjunct professor of entertainment law and IP at New York Law School, and I have an Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok account called The IP Professor that's dedicated to all things intellectual property.
Tony, let's say an author has a book in Kindle Unlimited, and we know within the contract for Kindle Unlimited, you can only have your book available through KU. You are not allowed to have it wide. You can't have it on Barnes & Noble and Kobo and those other places. And let's say someone pirates your book, as we know they frequently do. When Kindle Unlimited catches that, they require you to take it down or you get blamed for this. And in the process of doing that, we understand that these pirates are going to maintain some of those monies that you are going to be earning or they are going to be earning from your book. Can the author then accept those funds, or does that invalidate their contract with KU because now they're a part of it?
So that's a great question. And I would actually, I don't know if this is like a great divide in the book publishing sphere, but I'm just going to call it balls and strikes as I see them. I think that it is imperative for an author to make themselves whole when something like this happens. Remember, you're the one that invested the time, effort, and money into writing a book. You invested the time and effort to finding a publisher. If you self-published, you took that time and effort to maybe hire an editor to help with editing. Essentially, writing a book is not a walk in the park. It takes a lot of effort, time, maybe even money and personal investment in going forth writing the book. If the whole purpose of doing that work was to recoup whatever losses or basically to reward yourself for the hard work that you spent on writing the book, then how reckless is it that you're letting a pirate out there keep the profits that are rightfully yours? I think in the law, the whole premise of lawsuits, especially more in the tort sphere, is you want to make yourself whole. Sometimes you've been, aggrieved some type of harm. You've been given some type of impediment. There's been some type of detriment that you have suffered that prevents you from sort of living your life, being able to go about your day without any issue. And lawsuits obviously are very costly, but the reason why people pursue them is because they want to seek justice. They want to seek some type of remedy for whatever was wrong them. And I think that if an author has clearly been the victim of some type of piracy scheme by a group or even a specific website, of course they should go after those entities and get their money back. And that should not invalidate in any way, shape, or form their existing deal with KDP. I think there's one thing about it's one thing to honor the rules of KDP and the terms and conditions, but it's a totally different thing to enforce your rights under federal law. We're not even talking about state law. Federal law. You have the right as a copyright owner to go after infringers that violate your copyright, because in this case with pirates, they've violated your reproduction right. They have violated your public display right. They have basically claimed the work as their own when in fact it's not. You have everything working in your advantage from a federal law point of view, specifically from the Copyright Act, that clearly says go after them. If you have all the evidence and you have all the proof showing that you're the lawful copyright owner, and you have all the evidence showing that someone else has claimed the copyrighted work as their own, and in fact it's not, what's stopping you from going after them? You can go after them in the Copyright Claims Board, which is essentially the small claims court version of the Copyright Office, or you can go after them in federal court. Buy an index number. Your statutory limit is $150,000. Go after them hard. Especially if you've already in advance registered the copyright, you can even go after them beyond the statutory damages. You can go after them for punitive damages if need be. So, bottom line is everything works in your advantage as an author to go after an infringer that has misappropriated your work in whatever way. Now, obviously, don't be a Batman. Don't be Robin Hood. Don't be any sort of vigilante out there and do it on your own. Remember, Batman needed Robin. And in this case, you're Robin. The Batman in this case is the lawyer. So go talk to a lawyer to help navigate the process of how do you recoup your losses from another website that has pirated your content. How do you go about pursuing a copyright infringement lawsuit? The lawyer is going to help you essentially create the game plan and the line of attack that should take place when you're going after any sort of pirates. But don't be a hero. There are a lot of them out there. They're medical workers, they're firemen, they're police officers. Heck, they're the good Samaritans down the street that see someone choking on a hot dog, whatever it is. In this case, you want to play it smart and you want to be wise with how you're going after an infringement. And a lawyer obviously is going to be your best advocate going forward in tackling that. And obviously, the reason why a lawyer is also helpful is because if in fact you are exercising your rights under federal law, but KDP turns around and says, hey, you're making money off of another website, we're going to terminate your contract, at least your lawyer can try to argue and justify from a legal perspective why you're doing that, why you are pursuing that cause of action, and rightfully so. So that's just my my usual plea to go speak to a lawyer, because they're going to be, again, your best advocate, helping put your best foot forward in getting the remedies and the dues that are afforded to you from any sort of infringement.
And we've talked a lot about book piracy here on the channel, so make sure you go through our videos, go through our legal playlist as well. And if you have further questions for us, now is the time to drop those. Tony's coming back for upcoming episodes to keep us legally protected in the publishing space. And of course, we're talking every single day on how you can navigate the world of being an author. So this is your opportunity to get those questions asked. And as always, you can reach out to Tony on his social media. Tony, where can everybody find you?
You can find me on Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok at the IP Professor. And you can check out my entertainment law podcast called End Scene, with new episodes dropping every Friday on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts.
Drop your questions down below. Tony's coming back for upcoming episodes, and every single day we are dropping episodes to help you navigate the world of publishing, from your writing to your publishing to your marketing, to make this your most profitable year ever with the least amount of stress, overwhelm, and time commitment on your content creation possible. We'll see you then.